Okay, here's just a quick first impressions of the Yamaha MT10. Okay, it's done just short of 500 miles, so I'm still running it in. Just got 100 miles to go before it gets its first oil and filter change. Aye, it's nice and light, and masses of torque, as you'd imagine, from a R1 derived engine. There are quite a lot of differences inside that engine between that and the R1, and a lot of similarities as well. Things I've done to this bike: it's got a comfort seat on it, raises the height a bit. The bike's quite tall actually, I think, so if you were a wee bit short in the leg, I would certainly try one out. I think it looks fantastic, this bike. I just love that front end. Some people absolutely hate it, but it is a wee bit transforming looking, but I think it's different. And I fitted these slip screens made in the UK covers. You get them in clear, the blue ice tint, and you get them in smoked, and these are held on with these glue dots, extra strong sticky dots. There's only 3 glue dots on there on each one, and you can hardly notice them, and they certainly take a good hold. That's no coming off of there. Great. And sitting here is a piece of stainless steel mesh. This stainless steel mesh, you can buy it on eBay, or you can buy it online suppliers. You wouldn't even get an ant through that. Stainless steel. And this is actually fitted. There's a piece of this in behind my oil cooler. It's just held on with Velcro on either side, because the holes are quite big on there. I mean, you could fit a fender extender, which probably would help, but I did this to a ZX 12 years ago, but I actually put it behind my radiator. So that's in behind there. That's well worth doing, and it's got a radiator guard on it. The holes are quite small on there, and no free advertising, I'm afraid. Maybe if R&G would answer their emails. But anyway, M sliders, but half the price of R&G ones. Pretty good, well made. Front fork protectors, and I've got a JTEC tail tidy. I just wish they'd made, obviously JTEC, it's cheap, it's 25 quid, so they utilise the Yamaha arm, and basically what you get for JTEC is this part here, and getting these indicators through these holes are a nightmare. I used a heat gun, which just made it so much easier, because I'd actually already watched a video from a guy, Moto UK. You should check out his website. He's got an MT10, and he was having a bit of a struggle, so I'd already watched it. So when I bought the thing, I just used a heat gun and softened the rubber up, and they went through. You'll see I've put these black caps on here to protect the threads, because you get a lot of crap comes up on the underside of this bike, as you'll see. What else? And that's really about it. I love the dash. The dash is gorgeous in this bike. Colour TFT screen. You can flick through the menus. 489 miles the bike's done, and let me see now, 37.5 fuel average. Now remember, I'm still running this bike in, and on the odd occasion I have been above 6,000 RPM, but I've generally been pretty decent on it. I must say though, when the engine's cold, it actually sounds like a Ducati with an open clutch. That's one criticism I have of the bike. The engine's pretty noisy, but once it gets up to temperature, it quietens down. No, the brakes, the brakes are good enough for me, and I did think in putting a taller screen on here, but to be honest with you, I've read so many reports, if you put one which is say 3 or 4 inches higher, the one just smacks you straight in the face. So I'm not going to bother with that just now. I'll just leave that as it is. Front suspension's rock hard. I'm maybe being a wee bit hard on it, but I've been into the suspension settings and softened it up as far as it'll go. But give it a few thousand miles, and hopefully those springs will soften up a bit. Tyres, tyres are okay. But like I say, I'm still running this in, but great bike. I love the styling on this bike. It's very comfy, it's nice and light, and no complaints really. I'll give it a 95% out of 100. Am I glad I bought it? Yes. I like it. But we'll wait and see. Time will tell. I've got a link pipe whether or not I actually go ahead and fit it in a Scorpion can, because this bike actually sounds really good as standard. It does. It's got a cracking note comes off it, and that can isn't too bad. It's not massive by any means. It's quite neat and tidy. Yeah, happy enough. Now the next thing I'll go on to is Abba Superbike stand. Bike sitting on an Abba Superbike stand, which attaches to the frame, and you maybe want, this is what they call the Moto Glide, which is an attachment that you buy, and I'll just show you, right? It's very simple to do this. Just watch here. Very, very easy to move this bike. One hand, there you go. Just put your foot on there. Push it back. Simple, great piece of kit. And it's quality, real quality of this thing. There's a safety device on here that locks this arm. You unscrew that. And if anybody knows what this is for, kindly let me know. I haven't got a clue, but never mind. It's maybe for screwing it into the ground, who knows. That's an accessory that goes onto the front arm of the front wheel lift kit. Now both the wheels are sitting slightly higher up off the deck just now, because obviously the standard Superbike stand is now sitting on this. But you saw how easy it was to move, and it's a well made bit of kit. I mean, the quality of the welding's excellent, and I don't know if Abba do their own powder coating, but if they don't, whoever does it makes a first class job. But it's well made, like, it's well made, well finished. Quality product. I would certainly recommend this to anybody. And the beauty of this is, in the winter time, you can get your bike right in the corner. I've got a ground anchor over there, so I can push that bike right in the corner, and your suspension is there's no weight on the suspension because the bike's held up with the frame. And and that's about it. You could actually get one. They make another stand called a Skylift, which lifts the bike about 3 feet up in the air. It's about £470. That's another cracking bit of kit. And if I saw one second hand, I would maybe buy one and sell that, what I've got here. But no, I'm happy enough with this for the time being. But certainly the Skylift is, because it picks the bike up so high, just make working on things so much easier. I think that's about it. There's nothing really much else to say, to be honest with you. MT10, happy enough. Time will tell. Abba Superbike stand with a Moto Glide kit. Thoroughly delighted. Great piece of kit. And that's about it. I don't really envisage myself doing much more to this bike, but anyway, who can tell. Right, thank you for watching. Bye.